All right, everybody, welcome back to Boxing Manager. We are starting the episode with a bang here. An in-house fight, our first in-house heavyweight fight, and pretty much a heavyweight title eliminator here between David Flores and Ricardo Cotrill. And what an even tilt it is going to be. What an even fight on paper it is between the man from Placenta and the man from Beecher. On paper, you got to think Flores is a little better, and honestly, Flores is a little more slept on. He doesn't have the knockouts, but I think he's a little better of a fighter, and he's a southpaw. I'd favor him in the matchup. That would be my pick. But it's going to be a fascinating fight, and it's going to be a great next few weeks here at the promotion. Hopefully for our fighters, but definitely in terms of sheer raw entertainment value. About 1 billion% certain that we've got some good stuff coming up here. Seals versus Molina, Koch versus Flores, and Fitch versus Yuseinov. Oh, baby. Yes, we do. Sellouts across the board. And we're going to watch this cruiserweight fight. No, we're not. We're going to get right to it. I don't care about that damn cruiserweight fight. Ramirez versus American. 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 Oh, I should have watched it on fastest. Come on now. Good start for Ramiro Rodriguez, though, who, if you remember, that's the guy I forgot was even at the promotion. So, my relationship, my professional relationship with him can't get much worse at this point. And it's first round KO. I think that may be his second first round KO in as many fights. Impressive start to the career. Actually, never mind. He didn't get a knockout. That's right. It was a decision. He had a tough fight. Yeah. We actually matched him up against one of our other guys. And now we're going to go fastest, as it's Darius Mitchell. Should have an easy win over Daryl Benavidez, but you never know. Nope, first round KO. And it's two first round KOs to start the episode. Let's go. Excellent start. Boop. Jose Edwards, 6-0 with 6 KOs. Hope he can keep that good start to the career going. Musa, a bad record, but a good puncher. So we may see here. Good second round from Jose Edwards. Musa's staying in this fight and he's damaging Edwards. Oh, but it's a knockout for Jose Edwards. And Thomas Young versus Jake Derbyshire. This should be an easy win for Young. And it is. It's another first round knockout, and this card is cruising by. Here's the first real fight of the night here that might actually be a challenge. And Max Rice versus Francisco Ibgos. This should be a ranked matchup in the super flyweight division. I'd be absolutely shocked if it isn't. One moment, and we're going to start it here. Max Rice quickly becoming one of my favorite fighters. Apologies for not watching that round. It's a good round for Ibagos. We may jab and move here. Encourage Rice to box. He is the better boxer. That was not smart. We may now have to go and cover up. And I don't want to get KO'd here. We don't provide much volume. We're going to go back to natural style because I think Rice needs to be on natural style for a round at least. He gets good work done there. We need to go to the body to even out the energy, though. Absolutely inevitable. We take damage doing it, but we actually do more damage even though we lose the round. So I'm going to stick on it, and it works. Going to the body is very effective here against Ibgos. I don't know that we're ahead in the fight. I do not think we are. We might be now. Going to the body seems a little pointless now because he's out of energy. So we can just pile on pressure and hope that works. It doesn't, unfortunately. And that big round there from Ibgos with no energy. I mean, this could very well be an even fight. We're gonna stick it. We're gonna stay on pile on pressure, and we're gonna put it on fast. You know what? We lost that last round bad. Let's just do natural style. We're up in the fight. I don't want to get KO'd. We need to pay some attention to defense. And we need to change the strategy and not go on the same thing for the third round in a row. And it doesn't seem like Rice has taken near enough damage to be near a TKO. He also hasn't done enough back. But he should be ahead on the cards. And that's a good last round. It's a draw on the first judge. It's a loss from the second and a loss in the third. And that's a tough loss for Max Rice. That is tough to swallow. I don't know about that. That is some tough rice to swallow right there. I don't know about that loss. That may be the second or so loss for Max Rice, who has for sure become that fighter who we really don't care about the losses from him. I'm not. This man's employment is in no danger as long as he's in anywhere near this contender status. I'm happy to just have him at the promotion as a contender in this division, without question. But that is most certainly some hard rice to swallow. I don't know what to say. 13-7. I mean, like I don't think he lost this fight, and I don't think he lost that fight either. I remember. I was pissed about the Contreras decision. I'm pissed about the Ibgos decision. What is it with the super flyweight division and these bad decisions? Max Rice needs some better luck and needs a better fight next time out. I want him to get a main event and knock somebody out. And I want him to get that North American super flyweight belt that I thought he'd already won by beating a Mexican fighter who held it. So I don't know why he isn't the super flyweight champion of North America right now also, as we start this fight on fastest for some reason. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Fred Morales with a first round knockout. 13-0 with 12 KOs. Speaking of super flyweights, I mean, what's the point of Max Rice? You want a good in-fight matchup? We can just feed Max Rice to Fred Morales. Have a whole episode called feeding Morales some rice. Just give Fred Morales Max Rice to beat up on, because like all these 20s and 17s and stuff that the Florida man's got in his record, they're all like 13s and 14s for Max Rice. Let's be real. That really is what it is. So that could be a fun one in the future, but if not a predictable one. Hopefully McCreary can give us good results here. He's been very hot lately since those losses. It's a very good first round again here from McCreary. Nice work from McCreary here against Salazar. Salazar, a veteran, a Mexican veteran. He always give a tough fight. And on the cards, that looks like an even round, but you probably give it to McCreary, who seemed in control most of it. But that was a good effort from Salazar to come back there at the end of the round. We go on fastest now. Good round from McCreary. Another good round from McCreary, chasing the victory and gets it at the end of round 3. And it's a round 3 TKO for Gabriel McCreary, who continues on his hot run form. Still very encouraged. And here it is, the main event of the evening. Ricardo Cotrill versus David Flores. And oh boy, here we go. Oh boy, here we go. Talk about even. Again, I would take Flores. I also like the takes punishment. But Cotrill is a better puncher, and he's more aggressive, and that's going to make this fight interesting. They both have excellent chins, which is crucial for the fact that I think they're both going to just stay established heavyweight contenders, and why I don't really see either of them getting cut with a loss here, even a round 1 TKO. For now, this is just pure entertainment, but it's to kind of establish which one is a real contender, and especially if Flores wins. I think I'll tend to give one of them opportunities over the other. But I mean, look at this. Now, their skill sets might not be completely even, although we can count greens here. They're even on ring IQ. So it's even on 1, and then 1 for Cotrill, 2 for Cotrill, 3 and 4 for Cotrill, and then I believe also 4. So there's 9 stats, I think. I'm not going to sit here and count how many total there are, but there are 9. I think there are 9. There's 1 tied. It's ring IQ. And then it's 4 for Cotrill and 4 for Flores. So they're even in terms of green bars here. It's 4 positive stats for Flores and 4 positives for Cotrill. And if that wasn't enough, it's a brawler versus a brawler, 14 versus 14, and they're both 6'4" with an 81.2 inch reach. And they're both signed by us. This is as even of a fight as I could possibly have made. We're actually going to watch it on medium. This is an in-house heavyweight fight, and it's the first round. Let's go. Let's get it on. Let's get ready to rumble. The first punch from David Flores. A couple from Flores. He corners Cotrill and starts to land, finding the target. Big start from David Flores. I did not click pile-on pressure, but David Flores is doing that anyway, looking for a big first-round heavyweight finish. Cotrill now trying to come back. Battling, big shot. Flores' defense a little shaky. He's done the better damage. But Cotrill, the superior puncher here, at least on the scouting reports. Tough first round to score. They say Flores took it. Flores definitely did the better work in the early half of the round. Definitely started a lot stronger. Not much doing in this round here. Cotrill with just some light work. They're just jogging around. 3 punches to 0. The crowd getting a little restless, starting to whistle into the air of the venue, letting it echo like they do during those boring MMA fights where they just head fake and then wrestle. And that was a bad round too. Most entertaining part of that round was in fact the ring girl. Round 3. Power punch. There we go. That's what we like to see. Cotrill. And then a big shot to Flores. Flores landing back. It's dead even. Big shot from Flores. Another big shot from Flores. More big shots from Flores. Wow, look at David Flores go after Ricardo Cotrill here. I might put David Flores at a pile-on pressure. Phenomenal work there from David Flores. Oh, big shot from Cotrill back. We got a fight here. Never mind. That might be a tough round to score. Cotrill with a big one, too. Who knows? Pick that one. The game says Flores again. This game has a Flores bias. I mean, we talked about these guys being even. It's 32 scoring punches to 32 scoring punches, 4 power punches each. I mean, what more do you want? Big first round by Cotrill. Flores continuing to throw. Flores doing the better work here again. Or Cotrill, rather. I'm sorry. I'm reading that round completely backwards. It's Cotrill who's doing the good work. This is the best round of the fight so far for Cotrill. He just doesn't have the shots to really be able to land on Flores. I would expect Flores to be able to get back into this fight at any point, but right now Cotrill has a narrow lead. I don't really know what other round he would have won, though. I think that was his really round 2. He won that boring round 2, and he snuck that round, so he's in this. He's able to get the fight where he wants it when he slows it down. And Flores seems disturbingly willing to slow it down. Flores is a stamina guy, but he's not going to get rid of Cotrill like this. So I have a little strategy thought here. I'm going to put Flores on go to the body because he needs to. And that's the only piece of strategy advice I'm going to give here in round 6. It's a good shot from Cotrill. It seems like that just opened up Cotrill. He actually likes that Flores is trying to go to the body. But Flores wasn't doing anything before anyway. Guess I'm just trying to force some work out of him. And now Flores finally throwing. Seems like for the first time since early in the fight. Cotrill pouring on pressure. Flores finally connecting back. See, Flores does damage when he connects. And Flores actually with a good round here. Good work in the second half of the round. Might have taken the round. But he's the more damaged man. This is a very close fight. Neither man is particularly close to being tired. Flores is now ahead on energy, albeit not enough to probably pile on pressure. He's not the better boxer, so he can't stick and move. And he's probably not damaged enough to cover up, although he may be soon. With Cotrill landing more shots, completely controlling this round too. Is Ricardo Cotrill has shown a really impressive ring control and an impressive ability to punch. His punching power has made all the difference here. It is a heavyweight fight. And David Flores is reminding me of some of his past performances and his losses where he just was not spectacular. I particularly remember, even though it was a 6th-round loss early in his career where he just straight up didn't show up, and the punch volume has not been here for him in this fight either. And we're starting to teeter toward that point where I'm like, I really have to consider piling on pressure here. Although for Cotrill, that might not be the smartest decision until late in the fight. I think Cotrill it might be smart to even put him on look for KO for a round. It might open him up towards Flores, but that might make the fight just a little funner. But Cotrill lands the first punches, and he's looking for that power shot. This could really lead to a boring round, too. They've been hesitant to punch. You'd imagine there's been a lot of big swinging single shots, like in a lot of heavyweight fights. Not a lot of combos, a little less jabbing. And it's really been a low-volume fight, to be honest with you. Not a bad fight, a very close fight, but a low-volume fight. And just as I predicted, Cotrill looking for that knockout. He gets a big shot to the head there, but it's not enough. Flores took that round. And man, oh man, is this a close fight. This is as close of a fight as you're likely to see. Natural style versus natural style, and we will let it determine based on what happens here. But it's a good start to the round for Flores, and boy, does he need it, man. He needed a round like this. He needed a round like this. He's right back in the fight, and there's a knockdown. David Flores just came out in round 9 and decided to make a statement. 6, 7. Will Cotrill get up? Yes, he's up at the count of 7, but he's got to defend himself. Loud car outside. Cotrill's back up against it. He's throwing big shots now. Trying to guard him the shield, and it's big shots to the head. Do you believe this? He's not doing big damage. Flores coming back. He could finish the fight. Cotrill with big shots. This is a war. This is a crazy fight. Cotrill with shots back. He's damaged Flores. Both men are damaged. Okay. All right. You know what I'm doing. This is insanity. No. Y'all deserve this. You guys all deserve this. Everybody go for broke. This is a war. This is an absolute brutal slugfest, man. Yeah, it was a slow fight at the start, but that's how boxing matches are sometimes. They had to get into it. It's cooking now. It's cooking now. It's cooking with gas. Cotrill has no energy to sustain this operation. I think he actually has to cover up. I think it's just Flores who's going to go for broke. I think that's more realistic. He's got the energy. Flores hasn't piled on any pressure. But I think he's more of a go-for-broke guy than a pile-on-pressure guy anyway. Cotrill broke his left hand. Flores with a punch. I'll be disappointed if it's low volume, but Cotrill's covering up. He lands the first power punch. He lands another counter. Flores working, though. Flores, big shot to the head. More big shots. Man, this is going to be a tough fight to score. That knockdown might have made the difference. It might not matter. This fight might get stopped. Cotrill's got to defend himself. Good 2-punch combination to keep Flores off him. Another combination with a power punch, keeping this round close, and then 2 more punches to make the round even closer. 95-94, 95-93, and Ricardo Cotrill is going to escape this fight somehow with a unanimous decision win. I would have been perfectly fine with a draw. I would have been perfectly fine with a David Flores win. The unfortunate part here is that David Flores comes away with another tough luck loss, but he didn't provide the power punches, which we expected, but he also disappointingly didn't provide much volume early in the fight. And most of his good work, yes, came in that last round, but especially in the 9th round. But in my opinion, I'm sorry, David Flores did enough to win this fight. I see 6 round wins here. So I don't really understand what the problem is with the only knockdown in the fight. So to me, it's just another tough luck break there. Tough luck break there for David Flores, who continues to be a pretty hard luck fighter so far in this save, at least. That's a little heartbreaking for David Flores, but it doesn't really give me a bad opinion of either man. And I mean, you want to see who really won the fight here. Cotrill's got the win on his record, but he's got a 10-week cut to his right eye, and Flores doesn't have an injury, so how much can you say? And we've got a title fight coming up next week. The second title fight in the career of Andy Fitch for the IBF and WBO middleweight straps held by the mighty Kristian Yuseinov. That is one heck of a task we have given Andy Fitch here to come up in the next week, and it's going to be yet another crazy fight in this episode as Darius Mitchell is going to get a ring IQ upgrade and a new contract. Love Darius Mitchell. Pride of New York, 11 knockouts and 11 wins. Fred Morales, similar level of talent. The Florida man, he's getting a 5-fight deal. Would give him a 6-fight. Kind of low-key, don't know why I don't. I'm going to go pour myself a diet soda and come back and watch this Andy Fitch versus Kristian Yuseinov card from beautiful Sofia, Bulgaria. We have flown many of our young prospects who have never been out of the United States to Sofia, Bulgaria with no lessons on Bulgarian language or culture or customs or practices. Let's see how it goes. We're getting Jordan Garvey versus Soar. I believe this is the third time. It is the third time, and they're 1-1. Thank you, game. Thank you. Thank you for being awesome. It's once again for the Undisputed. Garcia is whining that we haven't found him a fight. And you could not pay me to care. Who won that? Who won that title fight, man? It doesn't want to tell me. There was a title fight last week, and it's not telling me who won it. The cruiserweight one. I guess I'll look at the cruiserweight champs. Abreu. Abreu beat Eli Vale in the second round. That was easy. Okay. All right, we're back soon with this Fitch card. All right, first fight of the night, first fight of the episode, first fight of a big card here between Andy Fitch and Kristian Yuseinov. Let's go. Sarnoy fighting a New Yorker in Benito Flores. Must have scouted him. Definitely didn't sign him. Sarnoy, a disappointing 6-round loss so far in his career, and we are on medium to start the episode, so you'll get a good description of this first round here as Sarnoy lands heavy punches, unsurprisingly, to start the round. Low action first round. Careful heavyweights here. Not wanting to get knocked out, not wanting to get damaged, but it's Sarnoy landing shots. Uh-oh, big shots from Flores. Big combo from Flores there. Sarnoy hits back. Gets a couple in. Sarnoy gets him against the ropes, but it's Sarnoy who lands the big one, lands another shot, and it's a big round for Dimash Sarnoy. I'm going to put it on fastest. This should be an easy one. It's a good round for Flores, but he still takes more damage, and Sarnoy finishes him in round 3. That seems to be the standard round for Sarnoy. That was a 10-round fight, though. He lost that 6-rounder, so I guess we booked him a 10-rounder. Here's another 10-rounder. I guess everything is 10 rounds in Bulgaria. Allison versus Phipps. Phipps. Bad first round for Allison, bad second round for Allison. Let's go pile on pressure. Let's just embrace the chaos a little bit. Allison clearly is not afraid to lose. He's losing again here. I mean, if he loses this much, he clearly has problems with output, punch output. Let's just try to stick and move, maybe. There, that worked well. Let's go to the body. Might be a little dangerous, but there we go. Okay. Got dangerous at the end of the round. He landed some stuff at the end. And we get a knockdown. Not a knockout yet, but Allison's chasing it. Good to see Allison rebound. He's clearly a fighter who's capable of taking a lot of punishment. A lot of unnecessary punishment, too. And he's not chasing this finish here. I still haven't been really that impressed with Isaac Allison. He needs to finish this fight over a 14-21 fighter. He needs to finish this. And he's over 50% TKO, which is crazy to me. And he doesn't get the finish. It's a very wide win for Isaac Allison, but he doesn't get a KO to add to his record. Which, when you have 2 losses on your record this early into your career, KOs definitely help your case when it comes to keeping you with the promotion here. Pena has done nothing but impress me so far, and he continues to. Great second round. Great third round. Better 4th round. Insane 4th round. He's up 79-0 on energy, so let's just chase this dude until it's over. That's exactly what we do. Round 5 KO for Raymond Pena. Very routine, very easy. Raymond Pena has provided me very little problem so far. Kareem Ramos doing a good job, too, here, defending his undefeated record. We sent a lot of our young undefeated fighters out to Bulgaria for some reason for this. Andy Fitch needed the moral support. He needed to watch his gym mates do some work before him, get inspiration from his team, you know? Last time he just wasn't inspired enough. Particularly annoying police siren out the window. Kareem Ramos. There's the KO. Call the police. Call the cops for Alvaro Obando, who is now 13-19. Thought it said 1 knockout. I was like, Jesus, I scheduled that guy 1 KO. Williams versus Berto. This is a pretty good fight. First pretty good fight of the night. First fight I think there's a chance we could lose. Williams takes care of it in the first round. There's a good second round from Berto, but Williams with a comeback to take the round. And there's a third round from Berto. I don't know about cover up. I think we jab and move, try to limit his output in this round. Yeah, because that last round was all about output from him. Now we cover up. Limit the damage. Let's just do natural style. Depending on, we can go to the body. Okay, we're going to go to the body now that we're not as damaged. That natural style round helped us fend off some damage. He's really damaging us this fight. He really is. He's doing a lot of good work. He's doing a lot of damage. And at this point, he's winning a lot of rounds, too, which I don't like. So Williams needs to pile on pressure here. That doesn't work. That was terrible. Wow. I'm like really disappointed. We're going to go for broke. I mean, Williams is supposed to be a better fighter. All right. I'm starting to consider cutting Williams. Williams just might have fought his way out of a contract or not fought his way out of a contract. He just got dominated by Jose Berto. Who, yeah, he's got an okay record in the better ring IQ, but that's about it. I mean, takes punishment goes a long way, too. There's a big takes punishment discrepancy that he was not on the right side of. So maybe that's an excuse. And having a low takes punishment will definitely, obviously, do that to your record. But I'm disappointed in that from Jose Williams, who in the past, I said many times, could be our very best middleweight. Now I'm looking at him and like, can I just move him down to super welter? Can I move him down a weight class? He's got 18 dedication. He might be able to handle it, but he's clearly got knockout power in this division. So moving him down a weight class would make him even more powerful. And I'm tired of him losing. I may be one loss away from that. Well, let's look. It's got, I don't know. Who knows? He will have a 20 this way. There will be significant negative effects in moving down in weight at this point in his career. And he'll struggle to fill out and fight at higher weights, which I don't doubt. So it's going to be no for now. We might do it as a desperation move. But again, we're still crowded in terms of middleweight contenders. It would really just be to try to give ourselves a super welterweight contender in light of Allison leaving. I've been hesitant. I haven't done a weight change yet. I definitely will at some point. He very well could be the first fighter because I think he's talented. The game says not to do it, but it's not like he's going to have a great career in this division anyway. Right now. It looks like he doesn't have what it takes. Let's continue with the card. We've only got a few fights left before Fitch and Yuseinov. I am sick of the sirens out the window, man. All right, Lamont Williams versus Chris Watson. Philadelphia versus Glasgow. Two classic boxing towns. Let's get it started. Lamont Williams, first round knockout. Let's get it started. Let's get it over with. Lamont Williams, that was easy work. One takes punishment. Well, I don't know how he's 11-11. The Psycho versus Francis Ngannou. New York versus Mali here on the mean streets of Bulgaria. Edwards gets a knockdown in round 2 to the surprise of nobody at all. Oh, and it's a one-punch KO here in round 4. Right on the 2-minute mark of round 4, Frankie Edwards puts the lights out on Francis Ngannou Augustine. And next up, it is the main event of the evening. Andy Fitch versus Kristian Yuseinov. So let's just do a quick pre-match analysis here on MC Gaming pay-per-view, which is absolutely free. Kristian Yuseinov, the slight edge in ring IQ, but Andy flicked the switch Fitch, the superior puncher, and that is why I booked this fight. He is a superior puncher, but that is unfortunately about it. Yuseinov has more stamina. He takes punishment better. He gets off the canvas better. He has a far superior chin. He's more aggressive. His defensive skills are better. And he is the smarter fighter, narrowly. Now, can we very quickly just check these intangibles on this two men? The intangibles on Fitch, which the intangibles are dedication and intelligence. I call them the intangibles because they're the stats that you cannot increase. Dedication and intelligence. His intelligence is only a 10, so that doesn't help the 17 ring IQ. Also, we, of course, know that he lost his only title fight. And this is, of course, probably the best fighter in the entire middleweight division. Where is he? Probably way higher up the rankings, yes. Kristian Yuseinov. Also, a significant height and reach advantage for the undefeated Yuseinov. And the intangibles on Yuseinov are very much green, 19 and 16. To go at that 18 ring IQ. The only thing really against Yuseinov is his low punch power. I don't really think he cares too much. He's also a lot bigger than Fitch, so he probably should be capable of doing damage. This is a very dangerous fight for Andy Flick the Switch Fitch. The former world middleweight title challenger with a record of 18-1-1, hailing from Baltimore, Maryland, USA, Andy Flick the Switch Fitch. I said fighting out of the blue corner. He's fighting out of the red corner. Fighting out of the blue corner. Hailing from Sofia, Bulgaria. Massive cheer from the crowd. It's his home fight. We're in Sofia. Kristian, I got no nickname. The Undefeated IBF WBO World Middleweight Champion, Kristian Yuseinov. All right, let's go. Fight intros out of the way. Michael Buffer did a lot of like stuttering and like giggling in there and got one of the corners wrong. That was a little weird, but hey, let's get it done. First round, putting it on fast. If he gets knocked down in like the first 20 seconds again, ooh, good start. Fitch coming out swinging. Coming out really swinging. 10 straight shots to Yuseinov. Unfortunately, he hasn't done that much damage. Yuseinov only at 38%. That was a pretty good opening flurry there from Andy Fitch, but Yuseinov right back. We might have ourselves a fight here. Big work from Yuseinov there to end the round, and Fitch ends the round in a little trouble. I don't really like that. Don't really know about jab and move. That might be more optimal at a point in the fight like this. He's got really good defensive skills and really good ring IQ, so I don't know how much that would actually affect him. And I don't really think go to the body is the smartest move because we could take damage, but we kind of need to. Cover up also probably won't work. He's a good defensive fighter with a lot of energy, so pile on pressure just kind of goes right into the trap. And we're going to take damage on look for KO, but if I had to pick one, I would actually pick look for KO at this point. We need to not take damage in this round from a very powerful, well, not powerful fighter, but an aggressive fighter in Yuseinov, who's going to punch back at some point here. There we go. It was another good start to the round from Fitch, but the second that he starts taking damage, he really starts taking damage. And Andy Fitch is not the greatest defensive fighter in the world, and we're going to have to spend some time here on cover up in this fight, but he does good damage to Yuseinov there. He wins a round. He's holding his own. I think we look for KO. I know that's kind of crazy in round 3 in a middleweight fight. That was stupid. Oh, maybe not. Good shots from Fitch. We're taking big damage back. He's got to start covering up here. We're going to get stopped in this round. He needs to actually throw something back. 2 quick shots. No power shots, though, and we're looking for a KO. It's not so much damage that we're going to have to go on cover up, but it's not good. Maybe we do have to go on cover up. Maybe we jab and move for this round. Maybe we jab and move for this round. Power punch to start. This is an even fight right now, and it's big shots from Fitch, who now seems to be leading the fight. Yuseinov coming back, big shot to the head. Don't like that. But Fitch doesn't damage too much. Now he's in the yellow. He's been damaged more consistently this fight, and it's a good comeback into the round by Yuseinov. A couple clean punches from Fitch, one to even up the score. 11-11. Pick one, man. This is a close fight right now. We are very much down in energy. We've got a natural style round in the pocket here in round 5, but we're being worn out by Yuseinov right now, and it's a bad start to this round. Yuseinov is imposing his will right now. Very good round 5 from Yuseinov. Taking a very definitive lead in this fight, and I have a feeling Andy Fitch is going to be exhausted after this round. In 31, we have to go to the body. We have absolutely no choice. We have to spend some energy trying to tire out Yuseinov here. And we're going to just get punished for it. Yuseinov, he isn't the better puncher, but he's aggressive and he's smart. And he doesn't have bad hands. He's got 18 accuracy and he's showing it off. He is just using Fitch for target practice. We need to land something back. It's not happening. We are going to go on cover up this round. There's a borderline possibility that if we do a really good job covering up and land some good power shots, we could take some energy off of him. But we're so down in energy. This cover up round is working so far. But don't be surprised if Yuseinov realizes that we're just covering up and he can pile on pressure. And he starts to and gets back even and gets in the lead. And now we're taking damage. Will he finish it? No, but we're out of energy. 0%, with 4 entire rounds left to fight. And we are basically at the mercy of Kristian Yuseinov at this point. That was a cover-up round, by the way. Yeah, covering up against the guy with better defensive skills is not the best move. We probably should have used that last 18 piling on pressure. We would have had better chance now. I regret that. I really have no clue what to do. Like, use the ring might actually get some use here from me because we just need to run away. I don't know what natural style is going to do. Plant your feet, look for KO. You know what? This is a world championship fight. If he's got pressure in him, I want to see it. There we go. There we go. I mean, we're completely down in energy. We're probably about to get smacked around and knocked out. Yeah. I just wanted to see if he had a burst in him. He does. Can he stay alive in the fight? I don't know what to do next round. I guess smother inside and hope we don't get just KO'd in the clinch. He's still got 43%. We're just going to have to, if we go inside, we're going to have to make this round really boring. Low punch count, but Yuseinov really can't be relied upon for a low punch count, can he? Fitch with some work. It's a pretty boring round. First power shot from Fitch doing some damage. More work from Fitch doing some damage. Uh-oh, look at Fitch. Look at Fitch in the clinch. This is turning into an okay fight. It's still clearly a Yuseinov win at this point. We need to somehow get a KO. But smother inside just worked right there. Natural style has been the enemy in this fight. And I don't know that I don't like plant your feet at this point, weirdly. Because we're so close to getting stopped anyway. We're so close to getting finished. But if there is something left in the dregs of the gas tank, this is probably the last point it's ever going to come out. He just threw 15 punches. He has no energy left. I don't think we're getting a more than 10 punch round in this fight. We might as well make the punches count while we have them. But we are effectively inviting a much more accurate and more aggressive puncher to stand and trade with us while we're damaged. We need to score a big shot. And he's just teeing off on us because we're standing right in front of him. Wobbles us. We're not knocked out yet, though. He didn't KO us. He won that round big, but we didn't get any work back in. We're going to go back to smother inside. I did also plant your feet is an inside fighting style like smother inside. So I'm trying to keep the movement low, right? I'm just trying to keep us in front of each other so we can stand and trade and hope that I land that big shot. I may do cover up in round 12 just to try to see the scorecards and also try to land that big counterpunch shot because he's not going to run out of energy. His last cover-up round was very good, though. I think maybe I'd go for broke. We're going to get smoked. Let's do pile on pressure. It's dangerous. We'll probably lose, but we got to try. And there we go. Andy Fitch is now 0-2 in world title fights. I think he just got flatlined. No, he's up at 8. And then the ref stops it. So, pile on pressure is probably a little stupid. I said we were going to go cover up. I probably should have and seen the bell. But to be honest, he can be mad at me in the dressing room after the fight as his manager, strategist, and I guess every other powerful person in his entire career and the career of every single one of my fighters. A little bit of an unrealistic part about this game, but don't pay attention to that. He can be as mad at me as he wants to for making that strategy call. But you know what? He went out on his shield. And I don't know how many more chances at a title or how many more chances that he has before I really consider moving him down as well in weight. So we've got a bad weight change up. And this actually doesn't look like that bad of a weight change down. So I'm really considering a weight change down, maybe even, especially considering he's young. He's 24. He's also small for this weight. And he's talented, and he's got a title record, but it's just not working out here. He's lost in both his title fights, but we can try to stick around the middleweight division for a little longer.
And at this point, who knows? Maybe Tony Seals even turns into a bit of a scalp for Andy Fitch, especially if he loses his title fight, his next title fight shot. Who knows? We have to see how the situation develops. But I'm more starting to lean towards a weight change for Fitch after that loss. Although Yuseinov is an incredibly difficult opponent, and he didn't do a terrible job. He didn't do it. He did a pretty bad job against Donnelly, and he did a pretty bad job against Yuseinov as well. But it wasn't shameful. Yuseinov is a brilliant fighter, and so is Donnelly, in all honesty, who's still a champion. So it's two very understandable losses. But amongst the people who've lost to Donnelly during his title reign, he definitely is the worst fighter among them. Did he beat any of them? Did Fitch beat Cody or Witt or anybody? What's his best career win? No, he doesn't really have a great career gun crusher. That's actually probably his best win. Yeah. Is Adolfo Toretto that good of a fighter? Salinas, right here. Joey Salinas, 30-3. That's a pretty great win. He's now 32-6. So maybe, yeah, who knows? Who knows what his best win is? But his two losses are definitely to fighters who are a tier above him, and it could just be a matter of waiting for the right opportunity to get a belt. But it all depends on what opportunities are actually presented to me with Andy Fitch. If he doesn't have any more opportunities in this division, if people don't want to keep giving him shots against ranked contenders, if they rank him way down, maybe even, and the options just seem incredibly limited, I might switch his weight, but he's only 24, so yeah, no, he's still got some fight. I don't know why Yuseinov. Yeah, they don't want a rematch. Okay, it's available. They just don't. They just don't want it. The game will give it to me. How about Kyle Benet? I think that's how that's pronounced. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. Winnable fight. I feel like only 7 weeks after that, he's also got Raskar Wid here. That would be a good fight for Fitch. I feel like he's got some options here and some good options here. I give him a little bit more of a break after that loss. Yeah, his fitness is still only at 13. So this is a good note for the game too. If a fighter's fitness is down here after a loss, just keep him out for a little while longer. Don't make him fight again. I've actually never been able to experiment directly if that's true, if that really has any effect, but I just let their fitness get back up to 100 before I even book them another fight. I don't even want them in camp on low fitness after they lose. Right? Go home. McCreary's got some really good fights against some ranked fighters. That's interesting. David Flores, hopefully. They're still sleeping on David Flores. Is this the North American heavyweight title? It looks like Alberto Caballero has the North American heavyweight title. He's a big puncher. He's got a great left column and a bad right column. What a legend. That makes you a great heavyweight. I'm sorry. Alberto Caballero, that alone makes you a great heavyweight. So we're going to book that fight. That fight's going to be a main event. I think I'm just going to do that right now. Because that's too obvious. Fitch needs more of a break. McCreary's going to get his own main event probably. But Flores is going to fight for the North American title against Alberto Caballero. And hopefully this isn't a fake out. Last time we thought we were fighting for a North American title. It turned out to not be a North American title. We won the fight and then didn't get the title. I believe that was Fred Morales for the super flyweight. Oh, no, it was Max Rice. Wait, did Max Weiss? Hold on one sec. Max Weiss? No. See, yeah, it was Max Rice. I thought I was fighting for the super flyweight North American title, and we won the fight, and it just didn't give it to us. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Darius Mitchell. I think Fred Morales should be second on the undercard. Uriel Ayala. That's a great fight. That is a killer fight on the undercard with an undefeated record trying to keep himself undefeated. But this guy is so easy that I just kind of have to take him. He's ranked. If this guy knocks us out, I don't even know. I just want Fred Morales to be undefeated. I don't want to challenge him for no reason. I'm going to be that much of a boxing manager. Yes, I am. Yes, I will. Heredia is just overranked, and I want to knock him out, so Darius Mitchell do it. Darius Mitchell pretty high ranked after only 12 career fights. Lamont Williams is at 15 and still basically at the same level. Simone Den, that seems like an unnecessarily good fight. Charles Rivera has a terrible record, but he's not bad. Luis Narvaez actually is bad. Frank Edwards, I feel like just fought. He did just fight. Jose Edwards, maybe he also just fought. I don't know. Who cares? Jose Edwards did just fight, but he just absolutely crushed somebody. Let's just put another hapless victim in front of Jose Edwards. How about that? I like this guy. We're just looking at him. Raymond Pena, Prince George Auto again. Stevens Mitchell. Not even anybody in the top 200 for Raymond Pena. Let's just keep setting him up and knocking him down, huh? I don't like Raymond Pena's lack of a chin. Thomas Young. Joaquin Haney. Joaquin Haney's pretty good. Kind of be an unnecessary elite prospect clash there for no reason when we could just be feeding him more guys to beat. Like Fulberto Leon, who is in the top 100 despite being 12, 14, and 2. He has 20 punch accuracy and 19 defensive skills, so he could just UD us, especially if this is a 6th rounder. If it's a 6th rounder, you could just throw a bunch of punches and win that fight, so I might have just made a mistake. Oscar Garcia trying to make up for that one career loss against Reggie Cruz. Isaac Allison, who's been a little disappointing so far, and who I'm just kind of got my eye on. I just kind of got my eye on him. Panama Hawkins, and he's from Panama. That is absolutely sick. Yes, sir. And then we've got these 4 here, and then more stuff will open up. How many fights are on that card altogether? Show me again. 9. Okay, that's a few too many. I should have spread the level a little more because I was like, wait, I only have 4 fighters left. Okay, and we've got Seals versus Molina. I'm very excited for this fight. Seals versus Molina. This is a really good test here for Tony Seals after he also lost his middleweight title challenge. Did he? I'm high. He never fought for the middleweight title. He fought Raskar Wood. He fought He fought Badu, Cody, BJ Morris, Raskar Wood, and Andre Foster. But no, he never fought for the middleweight title. He has fought all the dudes Andy Fitch has not. Andy Fitch just jumped straight to the title, and Tony Seals keeps having to prove himself. It's no wonder I thought Tony Seals fought for a title. He deserves to fight for a title. Look at the guys he's knocked out. He's gone through some of the best fighters in the division. He's got a resume that Fitch could only dream of. Seals is absolutely clearing Fitch at this point, especially now that Fitch has 2 losses. Seals' 1 loss is to Andre Foster in the 3rd round, and I want him to avenge that one desperately. But right now he's got work to do, and another dangerous stalwart of the division in Damon Molina. I mean, he's just going after middleweight after middleweight after middleweight. And they're not giving him a title shot. So I'm angry for Tony Seals, and I'm just picturing a very motivated Tony Seals coming into this night as we start off with a Keenan DeRocha fight, looking to keep that knockout streak alive. And DeRocha, good first round, gets some knockout momentum. Options, fastest. Oh, I thought it was a good round for DeRocha, but now it's just really even as Perez comes back. Never know with Mexican fighters. Huge round from Perez. Don't like that. We're going to cover up. Ah, there's the knockdown from DeRocha. Okay, we're watching this up fast. This is a crazy fight. This has been a crazy fight. That was an insane round. 21 to 18 punches. 5 power punches from DeRocha, 4 from Perez, and a knockdown for DeRocha where Perez got up at the count of 6. This is a war, man. DeRocha is an entertainer. DeRocha just keeps on giving. Pile on pressure. Embrace the chaos. Perez starts the round strong. More big shots. DeRocha back. Big shock. DeRocha doing the bigger damage for now. Oh, but Perez landing a lot. DeRocha sort of having to counterpunch here. We put him on pile-on pressure. That might not have been smart. And maybe let's just do natural style. Let him go. Start from DeRocha. Perez answers back. Bit of a slow round. They're both on empty pretty much at this point. This fight may actually end up going to decision, weirdly, because they're both going to have an empty gas tank. Who can really chase who? Now they're both empty. I'm not going to pile on pressure. We're going to go on fastest because I think this round might not have much happen. I lied. That was a very competitive, action-packed round. And I don't know about pile on pressure yet. Natural style. It's another crazy round. Now we're going to go pile on pressure. We've got him at 80%. Let's pile on. That was, again, not a smart decision. He landed 30 punches on us. And, I mean, he might be winning this fight. This is a very hard fight to score, especially given that knockdown. I feel like they're going to rob it from us. I feel like I kind of have to look for a KO, given I know DeRocha's skill set and history. Just look for the knockout. And we get battered, not enough. 94-94, 94-94. I think that's a fair draw. That fight was very much a draw, at least in my eye. Two very evenly matched combatants. The volume from Perez, absolutely crazy. He has 11 punch accuracy and 8 aggression. I mean, is DeRocha just standing directly in front of him and letting him? I mean, the 8 defensive skills, but you got 5 defensive skills back the other way. I don't get how every time we would put him on pile-on pressure, he would get walloped by this guy. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, the 13-9 ring IQ is really that much of a difference? Especially with DeRocha, seems like he'd be a better pressure fighter. I have no idea how he landed all these punches, Perez. But hey, it just is what it is. Maybe he has some invisible thing. Maybe there's some hidden attribute. But DeRocha, more importantly, DeRocha's still got his 13 wins and 13 knockouts. It's going to be 13-4-1 now, with the 13 still there. So I think that's all he really cares about. Rico Hartman. We haven't heard a lot from Rico Hartman, despite him being a very talented fighter. Good job, Rico. More sirens. And we're going to pile on from Rico. And that should be a win from Rico Hartman. 60-51. All for the winner by unanimous decision, Rico Hartman. More sirens. I can barely hear myself think. I love New York. Speaking of New York, here's Randy Dale with a first-round knockdown. Pile on pressure. Dale with another knockdown. 2 knockdowns in 2 rounds. More piling on. One can only take so much piling on. We're going to take a round off from the piling on and then go back to piling on again. We still haven't finished them. I don't know what Randy Dale is doing. You are from New York. Thank you. Finally. You're from New York, and all I did was tell you to knock a motherfucker out, and it took you that long. Come on now. Steve Irvin. Unnerving Steve Irvin, the mountain man from Denver, Colorado. Getting his ass handed to him until he lands the knockdown on Urak. And this has been a crazy super middleweight tilt so far. We're going to go on fast. 2 knockdowns in the round, 1 for each fighter. It looked like Irvin was done for, and then a big knockdown. We're going to stay on natural style and let him keep going at it. Irvin with a good start to the round. Urak doing good work. Irvin connecting stronger. It's all the punches are really landing in this fight. These guys are really landing hard shots on each other. It's not the highest volume fight, and they're both teetering on the brink of being knocked out. And we're gonna tell Irvin to pile on pressure here. Hopefully we don't take too much damage. That was a theme in the last fight. We may have to be more careful with pile on pressure in the future, but it looks like Irvin's piling on a little pressure. Not too much. He's not going to get the knockout. 96, 98. Is he going to get to 100? Not quite. Natural style. And Urak still has some energy in there to do some damage. Irvin trying to keep it low volume. Good stuff from Irvin. It's a pretty boring round. But we've definitely got him the more tired fighter. We'll do one more round on natural style. And it's a big round from him with the last of his energy. Big shock, but we are now going to pile on pressure on Urak. And it doesn't work that well. Fine, I'm just going to go for broke then. I mean, we have more energy. Use it all. Thank you. And this is round 9. So that's just natural style. And then if I determine that we're really leading on the cards, we can just jab and move. And that's what I'm going to do. We are just going to jab and move. I mean, we could pile on pressure and try to finish it. I think I will, actually. We've got him so close. We might not have won that round, but we won the fight, right? Okay, good. And Steve Irvin with his 17th win. No knockout this time, but still definitely our most impressive super middleweight, though he may be our only one. He would still be an impressive super middleweight, even if he wasn't our only one. And another undefeated fighter here, Anthony Rios versus Farid Sexenbayev. Sexenbayev, ah yeah, my man. Farid Sexenbayev. Farid Sexenbayev. The greatest nickname, Sex. His nickname was just Sex. Fareed Sex in bio. Anthony Rios. Anthony Rios 18-0. The Bridgeport Brutalizer. Our favorite cruiserweight. 18-0. With one tie. We don't talk about the tie. First round. Power shot from Sexenbaev. That's a good second round from Rios, who always, I feel like, has great second rounds. And these cruiserweight fights are always awesome. That was a huge round from Sexenbaev, who just whooped our ass and turned this fight on its head. And what other choice did I have to cover up? We are definitely going to stick and move on this guy now. We need to. It works a little bit. I'm going to stay on cover up. So much action in this fight. Both fighters are tired and injured already. And now we're going to pile on pressure. I feel a little dangerous piling on pressure against this guy, but it works well. We're going to go back to natural style. It's a fascinating tactical fight. We're trying to defend his undefeated record. I don't like that round. I don't like that round. I'm going to go pile on pressure here. Maybe against my better judgment. Terrible idea. Fuck. And that might be it for Anthony Rios' undefeated record. If pile on pressure didn't work, I don't know if go for broke is going to work. I'm going to go look for KO. That's what I'm going to do. Because I feel like we're going to lose this round anyway. Good round. Really? Wow. I think we got robbed there. I kind of disagree with that. Sexenbaev, that third round was so inexcusable from Rios. He won that second round, came up with the third round, and laid an egg. 31-2. He just let himself get beat up in that third round. I think just that third round alone convinced most of the judges. It was definitely the highlight of the fight, and then he put an exclamation point on it here by dominating the ninth round. We really didn't win any rounds that widely, right? He was really taking control of rounds in a way that we weren't, and they punished us for it, and that's awful for Rios there. He really managed to cling on to that undefeated record for a really respectable amount of time. And unfortunately, it falls by the wayside. We've always got to move up to heavyweight in the back pocket for Rios, but that actually might not be the best move for him. I think he's a lot better served as a cruiserweight due to the low defense and his large size for the division, at least relatively large size. He'd definitely be a huge light heavyweight, but he's probably too big for that. He is too big for light heavyweight. He's got a great chin. And cruiserweight is what it is. It's just, I don't like losing our undefeated record that way, especially a guy who's managed to get through so many hurdles. He's had a really strong track record, and he's fought a lot of really good fighters in the division. The loss doesn't lessen my opinion of him at all by any means, but I just wanted to keep him undefeated, and it's another top-level undefeated guy who falls by the wayside, but Morales is now our top undefeated guy at 13-0, and I've been predicting that for a while. We also have Edwards and Ramos. Pena, young, undefeated, but they're all young. Plenty of fighters of this promotion that I still like, of course. Here is the main event of the evening. Tony Seals with another huge test in his career here, in a career that's already been full of them in the middleweight division. But Damon Molina, a dangerous, dangerous fighter. Let's take a look at his track record. We've absolutely watched his fights before. New York, New York. Probably the most reputable fighter in this game world from my hometown and our hometown of New York. One brief moment. Let's take a look at his record. He lost to Gun Crusher. That's a big win there for Gun Crusher. And a loss to Raskar Wid, but a win against Raskar Wid as well. A loss to Milan Feher. So he's fought all the big familiar guys in this division. But impressive wins over Salinas, over Turnbow. Shinwell is a very good fighter. Shinwell is an excellent fighter to have on your record. So this is still 2 wins over Salinas, actually. He's had a trilogy against Salinas, I believe, with a loss to him. That's incredible stuff. He's had an incredible career. And now he's going to take on a very challenging, dangerous opponent here in Tony Seals. I want to call him Tony the Real Deal Seals. He really is the real deal. He is the real deal. He's a warrior. We're going to go out there in the first round on fastest and see what goes down. Good first round for Seals. Box on this dude. Not the best decision of my life. Natural style. Stay on natural style. Natural style worked in the first round. This has been a good fight so far, and we are going to put it on fast. So Seals has done good work so far. Good work. He's done good work so far in this fight. Third round is pretty much a flip of the second. 17-11, 11-17. But he's ahead in this fight right now, and it was a very controlling and positive first round, and he did a lot of big damage there in round 3. So going into round 4, I'd say the idea here, I would say go to the body and continue to do big damage. Of course, combo off with shots to the head. We need them. It's Molina who lands a shot to the head and a shot to the body. And putting ourselves near Molina apparently was not the right decision, as he is just winging big power shots at us. We get it back to the center of the ring, and Seal starts to score. But putting it back on jab and move might be a good decision, because he's just cracking our chin right now. Good work from him there. We managed to get his energy. Oh, God, I stayed on go to the body. That might not be good. Maybe he might get established. Who knows? Maybe another round of go to the body was not a bad decision. Yeah, he does get the go into the body established. Never mind. I totally meant to do that. Molina now countering back, but we're in there. Yeah, we're in his range now and landing the shots to the body. Oh, we take big damage there at the end of the round. Kind of negate it. He's way down on energy. We're going to cover up this round. I think there's going to be a big flurry coming from him here. Yeah, there was. And he tries to cover us, and we just slap him with a big counter punch. Oh, man. Look at that. Oh, here comes Molina. Here comes Molina back. Uh-oh, here comes the damage. Dude, you got to actually cover up. Dude, you have to actually cover up, Seals. Oh, man, he did win that round. He almost got us out of there. That was scary. He really started landing. And who knows who's ahead in this fight right now. I'd say Molina's actually ahead in this fight, but we're the only one chasing the finish. We're going to stay on natural style here just to be careful. We've got some pile-on pressure in the pocket, but maybe we don't. If Molina finishes this fight, we don't. Seals really needs to box. I think jab and move might be opportune, because he can't follow us around. There's a knockdown for Tony Seals. Not known for his punch power. He just got a knockdown. Did he just knock out Naaman Molina? No, he's up at the count of 8. But now we're chasing the finish for real. Seals continuing to blow, continuing to shoot, continuing to try to get the finish. Now it's Molina back. Big shots in the round from Molina, but it's still Seals, who now seems to have taken the lead in the fight and is definitely chasing a conclusion to this fight. We're going to pile on pressure, of course. Seals continuing to charge hard, a title fight energy to this fight between two extremely experienced veterans in the division going toe-to-toe. More shots from Seals. Great work from Seals. He's chasing the finish, but he probably doesn't have enough time to get it in this round. A great round from Seals there, as this remains a close fight. And Seals is going to keep trying to pile on pressure and find that finish. Let's do look for KO. We need punches from Seals. Seals needs to deliver work, and he does. He needs to look for that knockout, landing powerful punches. Good combination, using the last of his energy, a big power shot. We haven't seen anything back from Molina. We need to see Seals try to finish this, and Molina's not going to throw anything. And there's a knockdown. He got the big shot right on the bell. Is Molina going to get back up? No, sir. Tony Seals knocks out Damon Molina in round 9, right on the bell. Beautiful work from Seals there. We told him to look for KO, and he got it done just in the nick of time. But he got Molina tired there in the middle rounds and really took control of that fight there towards the end. And Tony Seals just did himself a big favor that, in my opinion, he shouldn't have had to do himself in the middleweight division. But that is one hell of a win. Maybe the best win of his career so far. A guy with 29 knockouts, and a guy renowned in the hometown of our company and our gym. That is a massive win over a reputable middleweight contender for Tony Seals, who continues to be the #1 fighter at the company. And the closest thing we have to a cash cow right now, and hopefully a future world champion. And after that, I'm starting to think way more seriously about Fitch versus Seals, because it would be yet another good win for Seals. Maybe, I hate to say it, maybe even a bit of an easy win for Seals.
And if Fitch loses, it immediately just down to super welter. No question. Go down a weight class. Go down to junior middleweight, right? If it would be called junior middleweight, super welterweight, whatever. Go down and weight. Because I already look at him and I go, that's his problem. He'd do a lot better at super welterweight than he is at middleweight. He needs to go down. He was a contender at middleweight. He'll be an even better super middleweight. He's a 24-year-old southpaw. He can bang with anybody, right? He's in the wrong division. We've got too many super middleweights who already got a superstar here. Well, we can feed him to the superstar and once and for all, see if he's actually got what it takes to compete in this weight class. We don't have another event for 8 weeks. Did I just skip a heavyweight title? I may have. McCreary, wow. Look at Gabriel McCreary getting ranked up by everybody, up into real, genuine contender status. So Gabriel McCreary, I mean, let's talk about Gabriel McCreary here in a minute. Irvin gets ranked down by a couple. So he's sort of a middle-ranked contender. Tony Seals is top 10. Max Rice is now top 20. Rios is still top 20 even after the loss. Morales is top 20. Fitch, way ranked down. Yeah. So this is a problem. Fitch is going to have trouble getting a fight. He's still ranked, but he's not a top-ranked contender in that division anymore after 2 title shots. And Keenan DeRocha now ranked by the WBO. David Flores ranked by the WBO. David Flores definitely underrated. Flores needs to show him that he's a real player in the heavyweight division. That disappoints me. But McCreary, with all these moves, let's talk about him because I've talked before about how the guys that win championships can sometimes surprise you. The guys that come out and do the special things and sometimes surprise you. And early in this save, Gabriel McCreary just loved losing. He loved losing those tough 6-rounders. And ever since he's gotten up to 8-round, 10-round fights, he's been untouchable. He's been blowing through the welterweight division despite previously his questionable takes punishment and conditioning. He's managed to just work around it and become a fantastic pugilist. So he's a top-ranked welterweight contender. I wouldn't be surprised if we open up the menu and see a welterweight title shot for him. Ramat won that fight, by the way, by unanimous decision. We did skip a heavyweight title fight. I still want to see the Undisputed. I don't know what's happening. But Gabriel McCreary could very well become that first champion for us, and he could very well become, yeah, I mean, we've got Michael Carl right now, right? And that doesn't surprise me at all. 100,000 plus ticket sales for Michael Carl versus Gabriel McCreary. And look, I mean, he looks better, doesn't he? This is for the Undisputed, baby. Look at that. In 8 weeks, an Undisputed title shot for Gabriel McCreary. It seems a little early in terms of fights. At only 19 fights into his career, but that looks good anywhere on your record. It doesn't matter. And he's been on an incredible streak here. I mean, look at some of the wins. I mean, Fuda is a regional champion, and we beat him. Garrett Thomas, Matias Sosa, Tony DeLuca undefeated, Ochoa undefeated. We knocked him out. He's had an awesome career. The Demetrius Johnson fight was awesome. The Salazar win just there was great as well. Clean work. That is not what Gabriel McCreary's attributes look like. I love that glitch. That is what they look like. And when I immediately signed my initial fighters, he was one of them. And I immediately picked him as the best amongst the group. And here, all these episodes later, after all that stuff about Fitch and about Seals, he may be proving me right. It may just end up being Gabriel McCreary, our first world champion. He's going to have a chance to prove it. We're going to book this immediately. I'm not looking that gift horse in the mouth at all. Michael Carl. It might not be a gift horse. It's a tough fight. That's a dangerous fighter. I should not call it that, but it's an opportunity. It's one hell of an opportunity calling us, and we're going to do it at the T-Mobile Arena. I wish we had a bigger, because it said 100,000 plus, but it doesn't seem like it's letting me book it at a bigger venue. What's just the largest venue I can book? Let's do Dignity Health. Why not? Dignity Health Sports Park. It's got the most seats. $100 pay-per-view. McCreary versus Michael Carl. A 6-loss fighter versus a 3-loss fighter, but the fans know what's up. The fans know what the deal is in this one. Let's take a look at Michael Carl, the current undisputed welterweight champion of the world, and how he got there. Okay, so he beat Ling. I mean, you know what? I regret scheduling that now because I think people would... in real life, people would want to see the Ling trilogy. 100%. They'd just be booking a trilogy. Although, look, Ling scheduled another fight in China. That's kind of funny. So he loses to Carl and then takes a fight back in China instead of doing another Undisputed, doing a third Undisputed shot. Maybe they just aren't giving him one. That's funny. He was the better paid fighter in that fight. I mean, he was the champion, Ling. So I guess he lost his belt and he wants to go back to the drawing board. And that's why the opportunity is sliding for McCreary. But it's also a very good record for Michael Carl, who came up from super lightweight after dominating and being the champion of the division after beating Rufat Muratov. He said that's enough. So Michael Carl is absolutely a greatness chaser. It's kind of surprising that he isn't trying to move up another weight class. It's kind of surprising he's like, take me up to super welter. Let's keep winning weight classes, baby. Right? I think there's a lot of fighters who would do that in real life. He's staying here and defending against a 16-3 Gabriel McCreary. I don't know if that's the most realistic fight. Maybe he sees it as a warm-up fight. It's not going to be. It's going to be a real tilt for him. That's not an easy opponent. Gabriel McCreary is an actual demon. I know. I'm his manager. But it's just funny, you know, we've been trying to find that best fighter for a long time, and it has kind of been staring us in the face the whole time that it's McCreary. I want to do John Potsy. That would be so much fun. One of the funner fighters in the history of the save. Provided some really good memories, I believe, in the light heavyweight division. Moved up to cruiser. Orlo Garcia. Doesn't seem like there's any fun fighters right now that want to fight. Rios. Did Rios fight Angel Orbador before? Where have I heard that name? Yes, he drew us. Okay, that's a good fight. We'll rematch this draw that Rios had. Try to. If we can't avenge Rios's loss, we'll avenge his draw. That'll be the top fight on the undercard. I'm not going to give Fitch his bounce back fight quite yet. We'll wait a little longer. Frankie Edwards, always the entertainer. This guy's got a billion fights. Shabam Singh. Man, that looks like a fun one. I'm just going to book this because it's fun. He's not the highest ranked guy. Wesley Jackson would do more for Edwards' eventual title shots, but there's a reason for that. He's better. Wesley Jackson is a little too good. Lamont Spinks is top 100. He's also okay, despite having a bad record. Mark Anthony Dulé, also an okay fighter. I kind of want to give Frankie Edwards an easier win, so I kind of think Singh is a funner and easier option. Guy with a ton of fights on his record. Max Rice. Orville Lalonde. Orville Lalonde. Francisco Sousa. Waylon Liu. So many fun fights for Max Rice, it seems like most of the time. But nobody ranked wants to fight him. I wonder why. I wonder why nobody ranked wants to fight him. Because they know they're going to lose. It doesn't really seem like there's anybody here for Max Rice, unfortunately. Like, it's Waylon Liu or go way down the rankings, so I guess it's Waylon Liu. This is a dangerous fight. But he's got no chin. He doesn't take punishment well, but he's a crazy accurate puncher, and that always sucks. So 4 fights, we need a couple more to make this a real deal pay-per-view. We're definitely going to put Rico Hartman on it. Randy Dale versus Maynard Mahashin is a killer fight. What happened to Maynard Mahashin? Man, dude used to be a contender. He's on a long losing streak, but you know what? Let's use him for clout. Is he that bad of a fighter? He doesn't punch well and he's not aggressive, so I kind of understand why he hasn't simulated well. He doesn't have good stamina. I get why he loses a lot, but at the same time, it's kind of sad. He does have some kind of a skill set. But you know what? People remember the name. Hartman versus John David Douglas. James Darder. Do we have any choice but to hand him another incredibly easy victory? This is a tough one. I don't know why I would do that to him. Benu Ratu, which seems like a Finnish name, but he's from like the Sandwich Islands or wherever that is. Oh, Fiji. It's Fiji. I didn't recognize the Fiji flag. I need to get better on my flags. Gantana Katsue. There we go. And there are 6 fights. So let's see what else we can book here. If we can book another main event. We don't. We can't. maybe, well, let's see. Are there title fights? We can watch some title fights and then do a little scouting, or we can do a little scouting and then watch some title fights. Let's do a little scouting. And maybe some of these guys we looked at before who weren't available are still available and want to be signed by us now. Joaquin Haney, I'm not crazy about. Charles Thomas, once again, a very big, very fun middleweight. Holes in his game, though. Let's go to the bottom, look at the very new guys. Levin Colvin. Kendrick Rodriguez from North Massapequa, New York. He's got punching accuracy. He doesn't have intelligence, though. He would need intelligence to go with that skill set, and he kind of has a weird reach. His 80-inch reach is kind of short, weirdly, for that big of a heavyweight. Blake Acevedo from McKinney, Texas. Not good defense, doesn't take punishment well. That's never a good combination. Naji Molina, kind of mid. Good puncher. Ronald Herrera, also a good puncher and kind of mid. Here, so you're a heavyweight and a good puncher. Sean Blake from Phillipsburg, New Jersey, super lightweight. He's 23. He's a tough brawler. He's got good ring IQ, good intelligence. His dedication is questionable. I'm going to pass up. If he had good dedication, I would take him. Just being very picky with my fighters in this save. Whether that's fortunate or unfortunate. Pedro Clary, no. Mikhail Quillen. We looked at him from before. I still like Mikhail Quillen. Actually, he's not the most accurate puncher. And his chin isn't strong. I might move this guy down to cruiserweight. This guy might be absolute chaos at cruiserweight. Let's see if he signs for us. He doesn't. Yeah, so we still don't have a title record, so we're still not going to be able to get in any of these young guys. Crescendo Ruiz, I think that's what I called him. He's a pretty fun fighter. Amante Wilson, how about you? Philadelphia. He's a tiny featherweight. He needs to move down, but he also doesn't have good. He has terrible intangibles. No dedication. Mike Altamirano. This guy's very fun. He doesn't have good dedication, but I like him a lot. I think he's good enough. You can try to sign him from Florida, South Carolina. Also want the title record. We could have a title record very soon. This guy is a 30-year-old rookie with a crazy amateur record, mid-aggression, mid-punching accuracy, and mid-defense, and bad dedication, but everything else is gleaming off the page, but he also wants a title record. Jamel Webster, you know he wants a title record. Tony Tovar, of course, wants a title record. We tried to sign him already. Joe Louis Garcia was the guy, actually, I think, the most wanted from Brooklyn, New York. It's kind of disappointing we can't get him. He also, again, wants a title record. So it looks like the scouting is going to continue to be pretty fruitless until we can actually win a championship. John Marquez from New Jersey. I remember I wanted to sign this guy too. We can just try it one more time. No. I mean, no one's scheduling fights for you because you don't have an agent. You could just, you could leave after a while. I don't care. Miguel Caraway. Okay, so it says he's interested in being approached. Is he just going to reject us immediately? He's a great puncher. He is too big probably to be a cruiserweight. Unfortunately, we can't move him down. He's not dedicated and he has bad stamina. He doesn't take punishment well, but he's a crazy puncher and he's a heavyweight, so why not? And he doesn't want to... It said he wanted to be approached at the bottom. And then he's like, no, I don't want to be approached. Dustin Alvarado. Charles Graves. Perry Solomon. Jesse Thurman. Quilisto Alexander. Charles Thomas. No. All right, I'm done. This is cooked. We apparently just can't sign anybody that isn't an amateur until we have a title record. We have to win a championship in order to sign anybody even, like, decent, I guess. Kind of frustrating. But we're chasing it down. Running down a dream. We are chasing that dream down every day. And Tijon Mindy versus Adam Lovett. That should be a very fun fight. That is a rematch, correct? Yeah, it's a rematch of his upset win. So Adam Lovett's going to have a chance to get his title back. Dwayne Little versus Marcos Cruz. This should be a fun fight.
England versus Mexico. It's only for one light heavyweight title. This is a big featherweight bout next weekend between Leisure, the current 4-belt champion, not the WBC, and Zubiao He of China. Not the best puncher, he, but we'll see what he's got. No pun intended. Let me see who won. Davila wins the strawweight belt. Wow, Marco Cruz knocks out Dwayne Little in the first round. Viva Mexico. 24-5 in the new WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dwayne Little. You know, he was a great champion for a long time, but unify. Don't just like sit there with that one belt. Put in work. You got to expand. You got to expand your resume, or someone's going to come along and take your one belt from you, and then you got nothing. You're only ever a one belt champion. And we've got one more week until this fight, and to stop clicking around like a lunatic and actually click advance. I'm just worried that I'm going to click through something, of course. And it's Leisure versus He. No, it isn't. That's in another 2 weeks. All right, never mind. Tony Seals is getting a 7-fight contract extension at $225,000 per fight. Jose Williams, I'm also going to give an extension. He's very talented. He might get a weight change down. I'm only giving him 3 fights. So many knockouts. Could you imagine if we changed his weight down and it was actually like super effective? He would be a knockout machine at junior middle. He'd be a knockout machine at super welterweight. He'd be borderline unstoppable, man. McCreary getting ranked down for some reason. Maybe because like someone else won or something. Stupid. Leisure versus he's still in one more week. It looks like we can book an event. Cernoy needs a new contract. Yes, he does. Mr. 90. Mr. 90-inch reach himself. Rico Hartman. Leisure versus he. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I went on fast. I don't care about this fight that much. That's a bad first round from Leisure is he, who must be the favorite from a lot of people and a lot of bettors. Oh, big third round. He loses the second, but comes back with an incredible third round, 26-0 for Zibao He. And it's a great fourth round. Zibao He is looking like he's about to leave with the belt if he keeps fighting this way, but Leisure's got a lot of talent. And it's a couple round wins there, but he's the more tired fighter, and he wearing him out, taking some punishment doing it, but wearing him out there in round 7. It's a big lead on the stats for he and control of the fight. But who knows how many points Leisure has been able to sneak in if he can sneak more. He definitely didn't there. Yeah, this is Zibao He's fight. Leisure's going to have to find a big counterpunch. He just keeps winning rounds, even if narrowly. Yeah, and Zibao He, that was a wire-to-wire performance right there. A 7-round split and a 5-round split. And Zibao He is the new Champ Magazine WBA, IBF, WBO World Featherweight Champion. What a performance from the Chinese native. And it's Sardar Yusupov versus Jose Salvia. A big size advantage for Salvia. As I bet Yusupov probably came up in weight at some point. No, he's never moved weight. That makes sense why. I don't think he can go down he needs to go down. He definitely can't go up any further. He's absolutely at the largest weight he can be, and he's just sitting here and defending despite being very undersized. Gotta figure he's never afraid to go to the body, but he's meeting somebody with better stamina, better takes punishment, the same defense level as him, and the same ring IQ. Now, he's nowhere near the level of puncher, and the record reflects that, but he's got a big size advantage. On paper, this looks like it's just easy work for 40-0 Sardar Yusupov, who is sharing the throne with James Ray for the most decorated undefeated champion in the game right now. But can Jose Salvia put together a good enough game plan with all that IQ to unseat the Undisputed, or the should-be Undisputed? He's only a 2-belt champion, but he's 40-0. To end that 40-0 streak, because Yusupov is taking care of business so far, and he does take care of business. It's an easy 3-round KO. It doesn't matter how big they are. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Soto Yusupov, and very much still the super welterweight champion of the world. And that's what we're gonna have to deal with if we move Tony Seals or Andy Fitch down. Just note that that's the guy we're gonna have to fight. Right? There's really not an easy fight here at middleweight or at super welterweight. Unfortunately, at the title level, it's nothing but absolute beast. Who's this other super welterweight champion? Who is it? Maybe there's one guy. Yeah, Luis Masso. Nah, he's pretty good too. He's pretty good too. Haven't paid that much attention to him, but he's pretty good too. All right, so we've got some space to book some fights. Masso's fighting right now. Masso, I guess, took the belt off the Buffalo boy Daniel Scott, who won it off Joe Hoon. I see the progression of these belts now. I see. So now Daniel Scott is going to try to get it back from Masso, who took it from him. Masso is a very explosive puncher. Scott is a better defensive fighter than Masso, who plays no defense at all. But he's not that much better. Defense isn't really a strong suit of his game. He's a puncher like Masso is. So this is a puncher versus a puncher here in the welterweight division. This should be fun. Fastest. Super even first round. And a big second round there from Scott with a knockdown as he almost gets Masso out of there as he gets caught slipping with that lackluster defense. But then Masso gets up off the canvas and starts battering on Scott. And this is a crazy fight through 2 rounds. And it just seems like someone's always chasing the finish here. Now it's Scott chasing the finish on Masso, but Masso still landing back. And Masso with a big round 5 to defend his belts over Daniel Scott. And Daniel Scott is going back to Buffalo. He can keep his head held high after that one. He did an excellent job turning that fight into a war and turning that fight into a classic, but ultimately it wasn't enough as Luis Masso steps forward and proves to be at least the superior offensive fighter on the night. Who knows? I feel like if they did that fight again tomorrow, there'd be a different result. That was a blast. And now do we have more fights? Wow, look at Robert Bulacan. This could be a big moment in history here if this guy turns out to be something special. Crazy super lightweight. Huge super lightweight from the Philippines. Expect this guy to move up once he hits title level. He's at 14-0 now, and he's already fighting for a championship, but that's not surprising at all. He's a special talent, and he's going to have to take on Everaldo dos Santos of Brazil, who I don't know how he got this belt. So this could be a pretty significant moment in boxing history, as I fully expect Robert Bulacan to take care of business, even though it's only a 1-belt affair. As I'm pretty sure the super lightweight division, at least judging from what I'm seeing here, is very spread out, at least in terms of the title picture. We've got a James Ray fight in a week and the Soar versus Garvey fight in a week. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to sim one more week, watch those fights, find out what happened in the Bulacan fight, and then we're going to do some scheduling, because we need to do more scheduling once again. A lot of fun in this episode. This has been a fun episode so far. This is a very fun series. I love playing this game. I'm not even kidding. Once I just get to whatever spot I want to get after however many hundreds of episodes of this I'm going to make, I'm going to just do it again. I'm just going to play this game again. I'm just going to keep playing this game. I love this game. I'm really happy with the views the first one is getting. It's awesome that so many people are looking up this playthrough. I'm still disappointed in the audio quality on that first episode. You know, I didn't have a filter or anything. I didn't have my sound setup really figured out for streaming or for making videos. So I'm disappointed, but it's just gonna get better and better. And it's an awesome response. It's awesome to get over 100 views in the first episode of a series. You know, hopefully one day we're talking about thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, but that's no guarantee at all, and that's not why I'm doing it. I love Boxing Manager, man. This is my favorite game, and I'm just going to keep playing it for you guys. So keep enjoying. And we've got more title fights to watch this very week. James Ray putting his undefeated record on the line against Alberto Vasquez. A powerful puncher, an aggressive fighter, but doesn't take punishment well, and Ray really does. So I don't really see a way through here for Vasquez. Betting can crash the game, but I'm pretty comfortable here. I'm just gonna put 200K and see if it accepts that. There, how much can I bet? How much can I bet? 1 second. Oh, sorry. Can I bet $1 million? 1 0 0 0 0 0 0. We crashed the game. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that did crash the game. Big shock. I'm still gonna try to gamble on this. I don't care. I don't think I can put commas in the 1 million. 1 1 2 3 1 2 3. There we go. Place bet. We're gonna get $1 million if James Ray wins this fight, and that takes punishment discrepancy. Makes me think that that is probably going to be the case. And it's a big first round from Vasquez to start, but it doesn't matter. Ray steps back up, knocks him down, almost knocks him out, and he's chasing the knockout in round 2 when he gets it in round 3. There's just not enough takes punishment from Alberto Vasquez for him to really stand and trade with James Ray there. That was not a brilliant piece of matchmaking by whoever match made that fight. And it's Soar versus Garvey for what feels like the 15th time. It's the 3rd time, but they've been very spaced out. Soar has not fought as much as many fighters in this save, interestingly enough. I'm not really sure why, but I feel like I've seen fighters with much longer screens of fights. It's still an impressive track record. It's crazy that he had to work his way back to a title shot with 2 fights, but the loss to Garvey, the win against Garvey, and I'm expecting another Soar win against Garvey here. But let's make it a trilogy. That takes punishment on Garvey. It's very similar to that last fight. If I can bet on Soar and make some money on him, I very much will. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. There we go. And let's just watch Soar do his job, because this should be quick work unless Jordan Garvey can land something big back. Big damage from Soar in the first round. Garvey doing good work taking the second. He takes the third. Oh, and then it's a knockdown from Soar. Never mind. So it's an even third. Soar with good work. Garvey battering. Oh, and then a big knockout by Soar. Soar just starched him. Look at that. Round 6, 108. Knocks him out and knocks him down and knocks him out. He was never answering the call of the bell there. And it is a big win for Soar to get all of his belts back. What is the situation in the super bantamweight division now? Does he have every single belt? You would think that he would. Yes, he does. And how long until this McCreary title fight? 3 weeks. So it is coming up on the horizon soon, and we are going to book some shows. All right, so let me tell you why I'm booking Seals versus Fitch right now. And this is the most anticipated fight of the save so far, for sure. I made it clear before. I want to see if Fitch really has what it takes. I want to see if he can go down. But really, it's about this title. That's the justification for Seals. Because the thing that's stopping me and that's making me hesitant is that if Seals loses, it's such a massive step down, I feel. Fitch isn't even that high ranked of a contender anymore. I mean, the streets know that Fitch is good. The streets know that Fitch had 2 title shots and that he's a, known entity in this division. But the rankings don't know that. And if Seals loses this, he's going to get ranked down like a mother. I don't want that to happen. But it's for this title. And it works in every other way. It works in all the ways that I talked about before. So I'm going to make this fight. And Tony Seals and Andy Fitch are going to do battle in only 4 weeks at the New York Sports Park in front of 20,000 fans. I wish we could have this thing in Yankee Stadium, Madison Square Garden, but that is not the way of the world. Let's find a co-main event. Andy Conwell versus Ricardo Cotrill would be awesome, but we can't book it. I don't see a big fight for Cotrill here. It's only in 4 weeks, mind you. Steve Irwin versus Gun Crusher, man.
Gun Crusher came up in weight, I would imagine. Let's do it. That's a co-main right there. Bring the Gun Crusher back. Who the hell does not want the Gun Crusher back in business? Do we have any? Yeah, we do have fights, but we've got fights in a week. Okay, well, it's just being weird. All shows. Yeah, okay. Right. We have Flores versus Caballero. McCreary versus Michael Carl, of course. And then Seals versus Fitch. Man, you guys wanted an action-packed episode. McCreary maybe winning our first world title, and then Seals Fitch, as promised, as perpetually promised. Is this a fun fight for Cotrill? It looks like one on paper. It is. Maybe too fun. That seems a little too fun to me. Here, Kamal Farid. I thought that was the Gibraltar flag. It's Iran. Eyes are playing tricks on me. I didn't see the green. I just thought it was a red and white flag. I thought it was Gibraltar. Gilberto Vasquez. Good accuracy. Keenan DeRocha. Johnny Cardenas looks nasty. Who doesn't love booking fun fights for Keenan DeRocha, right? Let's just keep throwing fun fights at him. Keep making him fight. Keep making him fight fun dudes. And Dimash Sarnoy is going to rack up another win against this dude. And that is the card. So let's keep simming forward. And get to the good stuff. Getting to the good stuff. Getting to the good stuff. All right, big heavyweight main event tonight at the New York Event Center between Isaac Allison and Panama Hawkins of Panama City, Panama. And here we go. Allison has a lot to prove to us. Hawkins, an undefeated fighter. Not the best tools, but has kept an undefeated record so far in his professional career. His campaign in the ring. Isaac Allison, I love it when who's the box get out series of that? He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring, and that's a draw. You know what? Allison is a fighter who's going to benefit from a draw because genuinely, when I play this game in the future and I'm not thinking about Isaac Allison and I see that one draw, it's going to make his record look grittier. Genuinely. Fighters with a bunch of draws, their record is grittier. Real boxing fans know this. Manny Pacquiao fans know this. Draws make you cool. Having like 3 draws, it makes your losses cooler. It makes you a warrior. It makes you a gladiator. If you have a draw on your record, you are literally Evander Holyfield. That is how that works. There's no way Mike Tyson ever drew a fight. Well, he might have drawn the Holyfield fight, actually. I think that was a DQ, the one where he bit his ear off. Can you do that in this game? Can you bite people's ears off in this game? Young versus Fulberto Leon. Odds that someone will get their ear bitten off in tonight's Yankees-Dodgers game. Relatively low. Not impossible. Nothing is impossible. All right. I mean, Mitchell just knocked us down. I don't know why that had to happen. Pena is now somehow battling for his undefeated record. He needs to pile on pressure both rounds here. Let's go. Keep piling on. Do it. Finish it. All right. He won that fight, right? Okay, good. Pena's still undefeated. He doesn't have all knockouts anymore. Majority decision. Majority decision by 1 point, by the way. But he did it. He got it done. I can't believe that. Like, they almost robbed him. He blatantly won that fight. Edward's still undefeated. This should be pretty easy work. Close first round. Not really that comfortable with that first round. Better he did better work. There we go. That's a better second. Action-packed rounds here. Edward's coming out the better. He needs to just, like, I don't know. We'll pile on pressure here eventually and get to him. There we go. Simple game plan. Pile it on, pile it on. There we go. Easy. Lamont Williams versus Luis Narvaez. Narvaez, power puncher. Who doesn't throw any power punches in that round. Williams dominating the proceedings. Strong showing from Lamont Williams there. Excellent work. Really comfortable result. Mitchell against Heredia. Even round 2 there. Round 3 win for Mitchell. Even round 4. Mitchell's winning the fight, but these rounds are even, and not anymore. As Heredia might have the lead in the fight now somehow. Despite us seeming to have done the better work. And this is getting dangerous here. You put Mitchell on cover up and he does some good counter work. We've got 3 rounds to work with here. I don't know if we won that one. But we can pile on pressure now. That was not a good move. He used that last 1% of his energy to completely clear us out of all our energy. And somehow, he's probably about to win this fight. And Darius Mitchell is about to put a second loss on his record. All of his wins have been knockouts. Can he get one here? He's getting out power punched and he's getting outlanded. He gets 2 knockdowns in a knockout. Look at Darius Mitchell go. Dangerous Darius Mitchell. Yes, sir. What a moment. Darius Mitchell with an amazing knockout in round 10. He knocks him down. He gets up at the count of 2, and then he knocks him right back down again. He only needed 2 power punches in this round. I was just saying he didn't have enough power punches. How about now? Darius Mitchell. Earning a nickname today. Dangerous. Let's go. It just feels right. It just feels right, guys. Dangerous Darius Mitchell. Morales versus Alex Elkins. Morales needs to defend his undefeated record here. He's our best undefeated fighter somehow. McCreary, our best hope for a belt. There's a KO. We're talking about McCreary Morales, 14-0. And the main event of the evening, David Flores. Out here to prove to the heavyweight division that he still has it. And there's a second round knockout. A great night of boxing there here at the New York Civic Center. David Flores, or the New York Event Center. Rather, David Flores walking out with a victory. And a brand new contract. Still only 24. We really could have some of these fighters for a long time. We are. At least one of these fighters is going to stay with us for the entire save and just have a ridiculously long career. I'm just going to keep Lamont Williams on 3 fight deals. Because honestly, he isn't that good. Let's be real. I just don't. Why can't I improve him? Why does it take so much XP to improve him, bro? Like Flores. Look at Flores. Hell yeah. Upgrade time. Did Anthony Rios get upgrades? Nope. Jose Edwards has done tremendous work. Yeah. Jose Edwards would absolutely get upgrades. I don't like that. I don't know. Could he move down to super middleweight maybe? I don't know. He's a little tall. But man, we got to get to these. We got to get to these next fights. McCreary versus Carl. I'm sitting here upgrading fighters, but I mean, we got to upgrade the guys who are on the card. That's just good business. I'm not going to sit here and let my fighters suck. I'm not going to sit here and let my fighters stink. No, sir. Oh, Gomez defends. Big shock. Kapachev beats Jake. We missed a couple good title fights there. Ramiro Rodriguez wants to fight. Hartman versus Katsue. So many great fights tonight, man. This is an awesome night. This is an awesome card. Okay. Let's go. Round 1. Rico Hartman, we're expecting big things out of him. Hell yeah. Let's jab and move. Let's flex on him a little bit, and then we'll chase the finish. We might be able to get the finish jabbing and moving. We do. Easy win for Hartman. Dale versus Mahashin. Randy Dale keeps pouring forward. Really great work from Dale. Can he cover up? Rice versus Lou, action-packed round one. This could be a crazy fight. We need to take advantage that takes punishment from Lou. We need to pile on pressure right now and make sure he gets some punishment. Man, such even action there. Good knockdown. And there's the KO. Awesome work from Max Rice, who continues to entertain, continues to win. Even second round between Edwards and Singh. This should also be a fun fight. Edwards pounding on Singh in round 3, and then, oh, I clapped like he got the finish. He didn't get the finish. Closing in on him. They took 2 punches. Not even a power punch. He just went 1, 2, and I was like, oh my God, stop it. Frankie Edwards. He's a psycho. The ref knows that he's a psycho. He wasn't going to let him go psycho on Singh any longer. And it's Rios versus Angel Obrador, the rematch of Anthony Rios' one draw that does in fact make his record cool. And Rios allows Obrador to beat up on him in round 1 before trying to mount a comeback. And it's a crazy round 2. I'm sorry, I'm going on fast. This isn't like a title fight or anything, but this is a nutty fight. And this is an Anthony Rios fight. And Anthony Rios was mad that his undefeated record was taken away. Big combinations landing from Rios. He's chasing the finish. Does he have time to get it? It's more sirens in this episode out my window. The siren signaling oncoming action in this fight. Rios, more big shots. Obrador's not doing anything. That's a knockdown. This fight's over. He's going to get it done in this round. We have him on pile on pressure, right? This has to be over, yeah. He gets up, punches him 1 time, and the ref stops it. And Anthony Rios is back in the win column, if he ever left it at all. I don't even know if he lost that one fight that he did lose. And here we go. This might be the biggest fight of the save so far because it's the title fight we've had the best chance to win. In Fitch's 2 title opportunities, he was a fast underdog. I would favor McCreary in this fight against Michael Carl, although I do believe Michael Carl to be on a long winning streak. There's got to be a better way to find him, and it's right here. No, he's on a long winning streak. He lost to Ling. Otherwise, yes, he is on an absolutely massive winning streak. So McCreary obviously must be getting some hype as at least a very talented fighter. And it'll be interesting to see if the odds makers do in fact favor him. They do. So this is the first time we've ever been favored in a world title fight. And it will be interesting to see if we win this fight, if we can go into the scouting menu and now sign a bunch of those really good young prospects who don't want to sign with me because I don't have a title record. And man, would this bring some things full circle in this save. Is I think Gabriel McCreary was the first of the 10 fighters we signed initially. I was by far the most impressed with him. Fighting out of the red corner, representing Waupaca, Wisconsin, holding a professional record, 16 wins, 3 defeats, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing to you the challenger, Gabriel McCreary. And fighting out of the blue corner, representing Accra, the pride of Ghana, holding a record of 34-6 with 23 knockouts, Michael Carl. I didn't say that he's the reigning, undisputed welterweight world champion, but he is. Talking about WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO, a world champ. And is this fight for the Ring Magazine? The cowards at the Ring Magazine. No, it is not. So there is some piece of silverware that will not be on the line in this fight. For shame. But this fight does, in fact, determine the history of the entire universe. Let's get it on. Will McCreary whoop this guy's ass immediately like I hope? It's the first shot from Michael Carl. McCreary is standing there and doing nothing and allowing Michael Carl to combo off on him. Like Rocky at the beginning of the Ivan Drago fight in Rocky IV. It's completely reasonless. And McCreary has thrown a round away into the wind to start his championship career for no reason. He lands a combination. Carl lands one right back. Carl steps forward and lands another one. Big power shot from Carl. McCreary is not doing anything. McCreary is just standing there and putting on a terrible performance. There's a minute left, and Carl is still piling on McCreary. McCreary just taking unnecessary loads of damage for absolutely no reason. And I mean, he's going to keep chasing us. So I mean, I'm not really comfortable jabbing and moving against him. He is too good to jab and move against. He has no take punishment at all. So I think cover up actually isn't awful because we're one big counter shot away. And Carl just landing damage. This is an undisputed title fight. There's a big shot from McCreary. He can't take too much more damage. He has to cover up. He has to defend himself. It's big shots back the other way. But oh man. McCreary is really playing with fire. He's really, really playing with fire. We're just going to go back on natural style and see if he's got what it takes. But he can't take too much more damage. He's got to start landing on Carl consistently. And there's no power shots coming. At some point, you've got to figure that Carl's going to land. No, he's not throwing anything. McCreary really getting back into this fight as Carl's volume seems to disappear. That's a big shot. Led with the hook there. And there's some power shots from Carl. I don't know if that was enough to win the round. Go to the body. He doesn't take punishment well. So you know what? I think if there's a round to go to the body, it'd be this one. He's the more damaged fighter right now somehow. We need to land some decent shots here. Big one to the chin. Big one to the face. McCreary landing. Gets a jab in. We're the less damaged fighter. Carl finally getting his lumps in. A cut over McCreary's eye. It's a bad cut. And another cut on the bridge of his nose. That was a close round, but we did good work in it. I think we go back to natural style here. This is a stressful one, man. This is a close fight. We're taking a lot of damage and we're behind. And Carl continuing to do good work. Hopefully he at least uses up some energy winning this round, but this is not encouraging. It's a big round from Carl. Finally, we land something back. But it's so little work from McCreary in that round. That's concerning. I think maybe we go back to the body. It seems a little crazy. But we did good work going to the body. We seem to get in there and do damage. There's a big power shot. Uh-oh. Up against the ropes. We need to stop going to the body and get off the ropes. There we go. Landing precise shot. Hard punch. Gets the round back even. Throws a punch. And it looks like McCreary won that round. That's excellent. That is an excellent development. We're going to go natural style and play it somewhat safe. He's on the last of his energy. I fully expect him to win a round. Hopefully he doesn't knock us out here in round 8. But I expect a flurry here with the last of his energy from Carl. But it's us taking advantage of the ring, landing the better shots, landing the punches. Hopefully Carl has an empty tank. Now he seems to be using the last of his energy, and he does take that round at the end. But we are the energetic fighter. And we're going to natural style for one more round. And hopefully we do work against a Michael Carl with an empty battery, but we're way behind on punches. But here comes the damage. McCreary chasing a championship, chasing an undisputed world title. It's a big shot back the other way, but he won that round. Don't forget, this is a damaged fighter. This is a guy with 2 bad cuts, one right over his right eye. And now it's damage back the other way from Carl, but McCreary scores big shots back from Carl. They're both heavily damaging each other. McCreary is the more energetic fighter. He gets back control of the ring and lands shots, but it's Carl counterpunching back. And Carl knocks us out. We took a lot of damage in that fight. We took a lot of power punches. But that was a far from unnoble effort there from Gabriel McCreary. And I mean, people are going to remember that effort that he put in that fight. But he didn't come away with the win. It's very early. It was a very early title shot for Gabriel McCreary, let the record show. But it's that takes punishment against that big onslaught there from Carl. And ultimately, McCreary couldn't weather it. And we're now 0-3 in title fights, and that's discouraging. I don't think this is going to be McCreary's last title fight. He's still got the intangibles. But yeah, I mean, that cut tendency also played a big factor. That 17 cut tendency may have been a bigger deal. Who knows if he doesn't chase the finish and actually get it if he didn't have those cuts on his face. So that was a fascinating world title fight. And we remain winless in said world title fights in this save. And yeah, this game is making us work for it. Like I've said a couple times, this game enlightened me personally into, what an actual sporting achievement a boxing belt is, even in a modern era where the boxing belts are nowhere near as glamorous as they used to be. And there's just too many of them. It's still a big sporting achievement to win an international boxing title.